Yeah, have a nice trip. Hi, I'm Neil Beck, and I was a doctor in Perth, Western Australia for 53 years, now retired, only working 50 hours a week, and recently had my 88th birthday. What I discovered in 53 years as a doctor, having 500,000 consultations, home and hospital visits, helping 800 mothers to bring babies into the world, doing a lot of tonsillectomies, appendicectomies, vasectomies, looking after people in hospital with pneumonia and other things like that. What I learned was that the worst things that could happen to people was to have very bad mental health, which was not treated properly, and in desperation they took street treatments which were all addictive and became addicted to heroin or cocaine or crystal meth or ice or alcohol. That was the worst thing that happened to people. And those people got the worst care. And being a bit of a contrarian, I work in that field to try to change it. And I'm now working on a dream. The dream is to develop a scroll of mental health on TikTok that goes worldwide and saves millions of people from mental health problems and addiction. Sounds very arrogant, doesn't it? Actually, my goal is to be the Australian doctor that does more to help the people of the world than any other Australian doctor, which of course is pretty formidable because an Australian doctor developed penicillin, Adelaide doctor developed penicillin, and a Melbourne doctor discovered lithium. And it is said that he was invited to meet the President of the United States because lithium saved the American economy billions of dollars and emptied many long-term mental hospitals. But I've got a couple of things up my sleeve that give me confidence, without which I would not have the arrogance to even think of making a worldwide contribution to mental health and addiction. One of them is the Rosewood Hotel in Beijing. The Rosewood Hotel in Beijing is one of the most awarded hotels in the world, and my architect daughter and her architect husband were the architects for the Rosewood Hotel in Beijing, as well as for many hotels in Hong Kong, in Japan, and all over Australia and in Europe. And my nephew Christian Beck, who never went to university because the family was too poor at the time, became a legal software tech billionaire starting from nothing, and also won the world famous Sydney to Hobart yacht race twice in a not very good yacht because he had such an excellent team. So how do I hope to make a global contribution to mental health and addiction? I do it because TikTok has over 1 billion users every month, including millions and millions who just scroll on their videos, and the reason that TikTok scrolling is so popular is that people want to cover a lot of ground. Everyone's in a hurry these days, and scrolling on TikTok you can cover so much ground in such a short time. You just race through so many things. That's the great thing about TikTok, is you cover so much ground. And there are so many people who've got problems or who are curious and hope that they might discover something by racing through TikTok. And I hope to put a scrolling 80 items about mental health and addiction in a 12 to 15 minute scroll on TikTok. And but the problem with racing through things scrolling on TikTok is you don't get the detail, and to fix anything you need detail. The old tradition which I was trained in was big books, 1,000 pages, 1,200 pages, long lectures, long consultations, long videos, so much detail that sometimes very important things got buried under all that detail. And TikTok overcomes that problem because it just races through everything. The most important thing that affected my family in regard to mental health was transgenerational trauma. Transgenerational trauma, that is, when really bad things happen to people, it affects their children and their grandchildren and their great-grandchildren. Not all of them, but some of them. And at the ripe old age of 87 and 10 months, buried under all the detail, I found transgenerational trauma. And I read this wonderful book, which I bought on the 8th of January and have read 4 times since then, that the problems in my family came from a great-grandmother who started to have babies when she was 16 and had 9 children by 3 different fathers by the time she was in her early 30s, and then died of cancer at the age of 42. And her cancer would have been caused by a depressed immune system which allowed the cancer to grow, and the depressed immune system was due to all the stress she had with so many children, an alcoholic, her first alcoholic husband deserting her when she was 22 and had 4 sons. So what I've worked on is a plan to allow people to scroll, to race through everything in mental health, but to get the detail they needed. The scroll will be about 80 10-second or 6 to 16-second videos, and each video of 10 seconds or 6 to 16 seconds will be a brief introduction to a particular aspect of mental health, causes, nature, treatment, or an addiction, because 95% of addictions are caused by mental health suffering which didn't get properly treated, and in desperation the mentally suffering person got relief from street drugs, which of course were all horribly addictive. And how am I going to give the detail? Well, each 6 to 16 second video will have under it a 1 minute video that you can tap on. And if one of these 80 things is important to you, maybe anxiety, maybe ADD, maybe post-traumatic stress disorder, maybe heroin, maybe alcoholism, maybe crystal meth, whenever you find a 6 to 16 second that tells you about something that you're vitally interested in, you can immediately tap the link under it to a 1 minute video, and the 1 minute video gives you a very good introduction to the nature of that particular problem and what causes it and how to fix it. And if you like that 1 minute video, at the end of it you can tap the link to our Mental Fix It app. We've got a Mental Fix It app, and you can do the Mental Fix It app. You can download it free in a few seconds. Just go to the App Store or Google Play button on your phone, tap on them, download the free Mental Fix It app in a few seconds. Then in 5 minutes or less, do its check, and as you tap your choice of answers to its last question, you get an instant report comes on your phone, and that instant report tells you 4 things that you need to know, the 4 most important things that you need to know. It tells you which 6 of our 83 under a minute videos will help your particular problems most. My videos when I started about 15 years ago were long, and lots of people. The first one had 10,000 views in 9 months, which was very good. But then gradually, so I made another 31 long videos, but people stopped looking at long videos and they all wanted to see TikTok 1 minute videos or under a minute videos, half a minute videos. So you can only cover one thing in an under a minute video, so to cover everything you have to have a lot. And so far I've got 83 under a minute videos with another 10 coming. I think 100 will cover everything, each item in under a minute. And so if the 6 to 16 second video locates something that you're very interested in, and you tap the 1 minute video link under it and you watch the 1 minute video and that helps you, then you tap the link to the Mental Fix It app, and the Mental Fix It app takes you somewhere between 3 and 5 minutes to do, and gives you an instant report that gives you, first of all, the 6 under a minute videos that will help your particular problems most, because different people have different problems and need to watch different videos. Secondly, it gives you a list of all your problems in descending order. Each thing that you've tapped as being a mild, moderate or severe problem is listed, and it has a score. The big problems score about 15, the moderate problems 10 or 11, the mild problems 3 or 4 or 5, and they're all listed in descending order of score, so you know everything that you have to get fixed to be totally fixed, which of course is what we all want, to be totally fixed. And if you can't cope with the biggest problem, you find one of the smaller problems and you deal with that. That makes you a bit happier and a bit stronger and a bit better problem solver, and then you deal with another small problem. And eventually when you've fixed all the small problems, you can fix the big problem. And so I'm getting myself a bit lost. My age is showing. All right, so the instant report from the Mental Fix It app, first of all, lists all your problems. First of all, gives you the 6 under-a-minute videos that will help your particular problem most, then lists all your problems in descending order of score. And that's so important. One of the problems with the very slow talk therapy, counseling, psychotherapy thing is so slow that you only usually deal with the biggest problem, or maybe the 2 biggest problems, and there's always 5, 6 or 7 problems, and all the smaller ones get missed, don't get fixed, so you never get fully well. The third thing that the instant report does, it gives you a graph of all your total scores. Every time you do the Mental Fix It app check, it adds up all the scores for the individual problems into a total score, and it puts that total score in a graph. And if you're on the right treatment, that graph is getting better. And if the graph is not getting better, you're not on the right treatment. And it's so important to know quickly whether you're on the treatment that is going to fix you, or whether you need more of that treatment or different treatments. So the instant report tells you that, and the instant report also tells you which medicines are most likely to help you, because it's good for you to do a bit of research, consult Dr. Google about the medicines, talk to friends or family that have tried this or that before you go to your doctor and get a prescription for the medicine. And in addition to that, I hope that we will later extend this service in that you'll not only get the 6 most helpful under-a-minute videos to watch, you'll also be advised which podcasts and which books and which clinics will help you most. And I hope that that will go viral. So we'll see. So, would you like to hear some of these 6 to 16 minute video texts? Let me give you some. The first one is our emotional feelings greatly affect our life. That's the heading. The actual wording of the video is: good feelings make us happy, healthy and attractive. Bad feelings and addictive pleasures put us in danger. Warning feelings make us safer and our life better. And the 1-minute video that you can just tap the link on below is: we have good, bad and warning feelings. The second 6 to 16 minutes video is: to get a good life, grow your mental health. And the text is, which is 25 words, about 9 seconds: make yourself, your family and the world better with safe pleasures, good feelings, thinking habits, and no harmful pleasures or bad feelings, thinking or habits. And the 1-minute video you can tap the link to under is: get a simple, clear understanding of mental health and ill health. The third short video, which is 26 words and about 10 seconds, the heading is: your face and brain have strong to and from connections. And the 10-second text is: what's happening in your brain shows on your face, and what your face does changes your brain chemistry. To feel better, stop frowning and smile often. And the 1-minute video link you can tap under that is: You don't need to go on and on having mental health problems. One of the most important things I've done for my mental health in recent years is to develop the habit of smiling. When you feel good, you smile or laugh, and when you smile or laugh, your brain produces even more of our 25 feel-good chemicals. Yes, we have about 25 feel-good chemicals in our brain and body. There's dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, noradrenaline, and over 20 under a minute endorphins. And endorphins stands for endogenous morphines. Yes, our brain and glands produce morphine type chemicals, and without them we'd be very miserable. And there are ways to increase those endorphins, and there are stresses and problems that decrease those endorphins, and those endorphins 90% manage the immune system, and the immune system fights infections, allergies, inflammation, autoimmune diseases and cancers. The next 10-second video with 26 words. The heading is "Sometimes feel if you have any worry, fear, sadness, loneliness or anger." And the 10-second text is, "They can be sickness or helpful warnings about needed changes. To be sure, download the free Mental Fix-It app and do its fast check." We've got good feelings, we've got bad feelings, and we've got warning feelings. I used to call warning feelings helpful bad feelings, but I think warning feelings is a better word. Warning feelings are worry, anxiety, fear, sadness, loneliness and anger. Those warning feelings warn us that there's something wrong that we need to fix. If you never felt lonely, you wouldn't know that you didn't have enough friends. If you never felt a bit anxious and frightened, you wouldn't be careful when you needed to be careful. If you never felt sad, you wouldn't grieve and you wouldn't get over your losses, because we all have losses. Yeah. So what's the 1-minute video that you link that you can tap on under "Sometimes feel if you have any worry, fear, sadness, loneliness, anger"? It's our happy brain chemistry is also our healthy chemistry, because it includes endorphins that boost our immune system. What's the next one? Understand and fix bad feelings by carefully feeling them and immediately doing the Mental Fix-It app check, and watching the 1-minute video that explains will help you most. And the 1-minute video link you can tap under that is "To have a good life, understand and have good feelings." Now, tonight I've done less than half an hour on this live stream, but I hope you'll excuse me. I'm so busy trying to get my mental health scroll finished to meet a deadline for a funding application on the 4th of April, that I have to cut short my live streaming for the next few days. So today is Saturday. I do the live streaming on Wednesday, Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m. Perth time, which is 9 p.m. Sydney and Melbourne time, which is 7 a.m. New York time, 4 a.m. LA time, and God knows what it is in London, Sweden, and Norway, where we get sometimes we get almost half our viewers from the Northern Hemisphere. So I do the Sunday session 9 a.m. Perth time instead of in the evening, and that's 11 a.m. Sydney and Melbourne time, and in the evening in the Northern Hemisphere. We have so many viewers that we can't talk to them. Lots of people want to talk to us. We can't do that, partly because I don't know how to manage the technology, and partly because I don't have the time, but I'm very keen to hear your comments, your questions, and your criticisms. So this live streaming is done on TikTok, on YouTube Shorts, on Instagram and Facebook. So whichever one you watch on it, please send me through that platform your comments, questions and criticisms. Or you can email me, and I always respond to emails. My email for this is spelt the way it sounds, which is healthestuff@gmail, healthestuff@gmail. And if you can't remember that, remember our website, which is just smilefixit.com, smilefixit.com, and at smilefixit.com you'll find the email address. So I look forward to hearing from you. Sometimes we have 70 comments, sometimes we have 190 comments, sometimes we have 15 new followers. Once we had 62 new followers quite recently. No, sorry, 64. It was 62, and then the next day a couple more. And we've got over, I think, about 22,000 likes. So please send us one way or the other your comments, questions and criticisms, and I'll be back again 9 a.m. Perth time tomorrow, whatever time that is, wherever you are. All the best.